Hey Libra, welcome to your weekly forecast for August 31st through September 6th. We're going to see what's happening the week ahead for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising with this lovely tarot deck here. And we're going to pull an oracle message for you all from this deck here. So we're going to jump right on in here with our fall theme for the fall season. And we're going to see what's going on for you guys. We've got a full moon coming up early in the week. So we're going to see how those energies might be affecting Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And see what you guys have coming up for the week ahead, my dears, my darlings. Alrighty, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So your first card here. Ooh, we're kicking it off with major arcanas, and I'm giggling because so far all of the signs that I've read for have been getting major arcanas. Okay, major arcanas are very significant for me in my readings because when I see major arcana, it's just letting me know that you're about to come into a very significant chapter in your life, okay? Something significant is happening, shifting, changing. And even though I'm doing this reading for the week, right? I like I said it's the August 31st through September 6th. Major Arcana cards are going to last a while. That energy is going to be around for a good while. We're talking several months, sometimes even a year, maybe more, depending on what's going on. So it's not going to be, for a few days or for like a week, right? It's going to be much more extensive. Now, those of you that watch my readings, you might have heard me say in the past, when we're about to have a full moon or a new moon, and I see moon cards for that person, if I'm working with an oracle deck and there's like cards with moon images on it, or if I have the moon card and the tarot come up, it's a sign to us, or it's a message, I should say. It's a message from spirit letting us know that you're going to be feeling this particular moon energy pretty strong. Okay, pretty strong, even if you're not typically sensitive to moon energy. And see how she's kind of crying here. So some of you might have a really thorough release. I'm not going to say that you're all going to cry. Not every single person is going to cry. But whatever you've been holding on that's been bringing you sadness, you're releasing it and you're letting it go. In fact, the moon card can indicate secrets that are being withheld. So anything that you've been holding on to that you just haven't felt right about, and it doesn't even mean that you're like keeping secrets from people. Some of you might be, and you're just going to get it off your chest. But some of you maybe have just kind of been hiding, who you are and what you want because you've been afraid of how other people are going to judge you or see you, right? You're coming out of that. Whatever you've been repressing, whatever you've been keeping down emotionally, in your feelings, your thoughts, your opinions, your desires, it's all coming to the surface. It almost feels to me like you're at a place where you can't keep it down anymore. It's not even about getting over the fear. It's just coming to the surface. Like, I just can't hold on to this anymore. So it's all being released. It's all being let out. Okay? But ultimately, keep in mind, this is to allow you to, be who you came here to be and to live the life you're meant to live. So whatever's been blocking that is coming to the surface. And I do feel there's a sense or a feeling of things being revealed. And some of you may even feel like you're wanting to confess something to someone. Okay, so if there's anything that like, or maybe you feel like, you want to kind of apologize for certain things. It doesn't have to be anything major, right? When we're all kind of going through our awakening, we do see certain things we wish we would have handled differently. And so some of you may be having that kind of thing going on, and you just are like, look, I'm sorry for what I did when I wasn't awake. I'm sorry for what I did when I wasn't aligned. It could be that kind of a situation for some of you. Your next card here, Libra, is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords can indicate sometimes conflict, disagreements, and arguments. Okay? But the Knight of Swords is also a very fast-moving energy. And so we did talk about communication or letting things out. And I feel like the Knight of Swords coming up alongside it as the next card is saying that you might be in the mindset, Libra, where you're like, you know what? Let's just rip off the Band-Aid. Let's just get it all out. Let's put it all out on the table and just, deal with it and be done with it. But the Knight of Swords says sometimes we might be so focused on something and moving ahead, with it, that other people might feel a little bit steamrolled, right? Other people might feel a little bit taken aback or taken by surprise. And Libra, I know you guys aren't typically, like, if we're going to look at the stereotypes of the signs, all signs have stereotypes. So if we're going to look at like the stereotypes of the signs or the general consensus or description of the Libra personality, you all are not typically listed as impulsive people, right? That might come up with some certain fire signs, or that might come up with, not Libra, right? Like Libra is not seen as like an impulsive personality. But I feel like whatever you've been holding on to, like I said, you can't hold on to it anymore. And you're just like, you're needing to get it out. Knight of Swords is saying be cautious of the approach, because some of you might be dealing with a person that's more sensitive than you realize, or the topic might be a sensitive topic, and you just might be very truthful and very straightforward, and it is what it is, and this is the situation, and this is what I need to talk about, and somebody else might not know how to process that. It might be a lot for them to swallow. It might be a lot for them to process right off the bat. So some of you may be met with some anger. There could be some disagreement. So to avoid this, even though you want to rip the Band-Aid off, maybe be cautious of the approach. I really love to work with Archangel Raguel and Archangel Gabriel. Anytime there's a situation where there's like a heavy conversation that needs to happen, or if I'm worried at how people might, take what I'm trying to say, or view the situation. So I always love to ask Archangel Raguel to help bring about constructive, positive resolution, and for Gabriel to help me with my communication and with my words, to give me the right words at the right time. You can definitely call on Archangel Michael and ask him to keep the space protected, only allowing in love, light, and for only accurate truth to come through, and to just keep everyone protected and, in good energy. So you can try to put yourself in this little bubble, with God, with higher power, with your angels surrounding you as you go into having the conversation. Set the intention for peace. And you might be able to avoid like that harsher Knight of Swords energies. Okay? Your next card here is Three of Wands. And Three of Wands can indicate a coming together, a collaborating. Some of you may be offered some creative projects here, right? So typically it would be maybe projects outside of work, unless you already work in a very creative field and you've been wanting to do collaborations and you haven't been getting a chance. You may be being allowed to have that privilege. But typically this could be creative endeavors or even entrepreneurial endeavors that you might be doing or putting together. Okay, Three of Wands is also sometimes referred to as the point of no return. Like there's no going back, right? There's just no going back, and there's nowhere to go but forward, right? Like there's nowhere to go but through it. So I'm being honest here with you, Libra. I feel so far the cards are saying that things are going to be said that cannot be unsaid. I heard the cat is out of the bag. And now it's just all that there is to address it. To address it, to be honest about it, to, you know, you might be kind of tempted to be a little bit stoic or not express emotion or feeling as it's being discussed. But like I said, bringing in some gentle energy, bringing in some compassionate tone is going to go a long way. Ultimately, too, here with the Three of Wands, it can indicate that this can be a very beautiful time of awakening, right? The Three of Wands is that mental expansion, coming together to think of solutions, like how can we make this right, or how can we resolve this situation. Those of you that are being offered some kind of collaboration or some kind of some kind of collaboration or project, Spirit is saying you're going to have to keep going. Just keep going. It might even get to the point where you might be tempted to walk away, but you're realizing that you can't. You got to keep going. You started it, you got to see it through. And if you do, you'll have favorable outcome. You'll have favorable results. Okay? Three of Wands is typically, you know, putting something out there and waiting for the return, but there's always going to be a return. The next card here, Libra, is Ten of Cups, and this is happiness all around, right? Ten of Cups is happy energy. I know that in a lot of readings, when people see Ten of Cups, that tarot card come up, you know, they are like, oh, I'm getting married and I'm gonna have kids and I'm gonna have a family, and that might be happening for some of you, you know. We've got a cute little campfire here. Maybe some of you are receiving some kind of campfire proposal. That's definitely a possibility. However, those of you who are new to this channel, in the weekly readings, I focus on the cards having to do with everything other than love and romance, because there's so many love readings on YouTube. So I do my love readings separately once a month. Okay, so if you're curious about love and romance, you can click on the love reading in the description of the video after this if you wish. So we're going to think of Ten of Cups outside of love and romance for the sake of this reading, the weekly reading, because we're looking in energy other ways in our life. And the Ten of Cups is inner peace. It's contentment. It's being pleased and satisfied and happy with who you are and what you have. Feeling very full and satisfied. Feeling very safe. Feeling very appreciated. Feeling very loved. So, Libra, this feels to me like as you're letting go of these secrets or these repressed emotions or feelings, this full moon cycle is going to bring you peace like you have never known, right? Like some of you, maybe like your whole life, you haven't experienced this kind of peace. Some of you maybe are like, dude, I have felt agitated as far as I can remember. I was born agitated. I was born uncomfortable and you know, just not just feeling like things are off or things aren't right. I've always felt that way, and nothing has ever really seemed to be right. Like just things have just always felt or seemed to be off or out of place. Some of you maybe even have gone through a lot of traveling as a result. Like you've maybe just gone a lot of different places, like, you know, I just need to find the right place. And when I find the right place, then, you know, I'll feel that sense of like calm and belonging, and none of it has worked up until now. Up until now. The Ten of Cups is saying you are feeling at home within yourself. You are feeling a strong sense of inner peace, and you're feeling like, you know, you know that you're enough, and that you have enough, and that you're loved despite not being perfect, right? A lot of you don't have inner peace because you grew up in a way where love was very conditional. So it's like, I have to be perfect, and if I'm not perfect, then I won't be loved. Well, unfortunately, my darlings, there is no such thing as perfection on this planet, right? None of us are perfect. So understanding and realizing, like having that awakening that, hey, you know what? I don't have to have all the right answers. I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to do everything perfectly. I'm still worthy. I'm still deserving. I'm still loved, right? So there's this sense of, feeling at home within yourself and not feeling the need to perform or jump through hoops. So we're going to see what the oracle message is here for the week here for you guys, Libra. Be sure to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos because some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others. You might want to schedule a private reading with me by clicking on the Calendly link in the description of the video. Alrighty, so what do we have here, my dears? We have shelter. Shelter from the storm that might be coming, that emotional storm that might be coming. There may also be, for some of you, some sheltering, depending on where you are in the world, and you might be frustrated with it. You might not be wanting it to occur, but, in situations of actual literal shelter, know and understand that this is serving a purpose for your release. It's a part of your release and giving you the space to release and to work through what needs to be released. I know here in the U.S. we've had this hurricane going around. Well, not going around. It's not like a cold or something, but there have been certain places that have been really, really impacted by that, right? And so some of you maybe have been impacted by that. And this is coming as confirmation for you that you will have shelter. You will have your needs be met. You will have that shelter provided for. And some of you might be sheltering through some kind of storm. Some of you might be sheltering through that thing that shall not be named that is happening at this time. But understand and know it's all happening for that release, that moon card energy, that release, that letting go of everything that's been buried down and pushed down, right? It always makes me think of, there's an expression that I heard somebody say one time. I had no idea how tired I was until I sat down. I thought that was brilliant. I was like, wow, that's like so true. Because sometimes you don't know. You're just going. And then if you just stop for a moment, you're like, whoa, I'm exhausted. Whoa, I'm achy. Or you might just knock out and fall asleep right away, right? So this is the time to get out of the go, busy, frantic energy and allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. And to feel safe to release it. Maybe some of you have held on to it for a very long time because you didn't feel safe. You didn't feel safe to release it, but now you're coming into that safety. I do encourage you guys to watch your moon sign and rising signs, like I said. Or if you would like to keep up with the daily messages, every single day I post a card of the day, I post a pick a card, and I do monthly giveaways on the social media. So if you want to check out amethystangellight on Instagram and Facebook, that could be helpful to many of you. If you want to check out the channeled angel messages for September or the love readings for September, be sure to check those out. Those are linked in the description as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Bye, Libra. Take care, my darlings.